Hello and welcome to Policy Watch by PolicyTV. I'm Miberon Omoluju. Now, over the past few weeks, we've had some very real conversations about the economy in Nigeria. Not just the headlines, but what those headlines actually mean for the everyday Nigerian. We talked about the cost of living and how prices keep rising. Now, as we all know, in Nigeria today, having only one source of income is no longer enough to sustain you. And it is not even about ambition anymore, it's about survival. You meet someone who leaves home early in the morning for a full-time job, and by evening they are doing something completely different just to balance life. A banker who still sells clothes online at night, a teacher who uses weekends to run catering, and a graduate who does deliveries during the day and freelances at night. We looked at salaries and wages and asked a simple question: can what people earn today truly sustain them? If you earn 150,000 naira and food alone can take up to 80,000 naira or more, what is left? Now add transport. With the fuel price increase, transport costs have significantly gone up. On average, a salary earner may now spend 30,000 naira to 60,000 naira monthly on transport. And if you use one of these hail riding services like Uber or Bolt, you already know what used to be a quick 2,500 naira trip is now ranging from 5,000 naira or even more depending on the time and demand. So let's calculate this in a simple way. 70,000 naira on food, 40,000 naira on transport, 40,000 naira on rent, which is monthly equivalent. You're already at 150,000 naira. We talked about unemployment, especially young people, graduates waiting, hoping, and still searching. And I want to paint a picture that I'm sure everyone can relate with. You know, after you graduate, you go for service and pass out. You're supposed to be filled with that excitement about what comes next. At that point, you've done what was expected. You've gone through school, you've completed NYSC, so naturally, you expect that the next phase is stepping into work, building a career, and becoming independent. But in Nigeria, for many young people, I might add, that transition is not that smooth at all. Even before graduation, the conversation has already started. You hear it from lecturers, from family members. There are no jobs. So by the time NYC is over, a lot of young people are not stepping out with confidence. We looked at government borrowing and asked where the money is going and why people are not feeling the impact. As of December 2025, Nigeria's total public debt stood at about 159.28 trillion naira, according to the Debt Management Office. That means the country added over 14 trillion naira to its debt within just 1 year. Now, 159 trillion naira is such a huge figure that it can sound abstract to some persons. So let's make it relatable. Nigeria's population is estimated at around 220 million people. If you divide 159 trillion naira across every Nigerian, that is roughly 700,000 naira per person. We also spoke about hunger, how a country blessed with land and resources is still struggling to feed its people. Now, I have a question to ask, one that has been very heavy on my mind. How is it that a country like Nigeria, blessed with land, blessed with sunlight, blessed with rain, blessed with millions of hard-working farmers, is still struggling to feed its people? How is it that a country so rich in agricultural potential still have families who can't afford buying ordinary food? Because if you look at it, Nigerians should have no business with hunger. We have about 70 million hectares of agricultural land, and over 34 million hectares of that is arable land suitable for crop production. Agriculture contributes roughly 20% to 25% of our GDP and remains one of the biggest employers of labor, engaging over 30% of the workforce directly or indirectly. So, the potential is there, the land is there, the people are there, yet millions of Nigerians are still struggling to eat. And through all of this, one thing has been consistent: Nigerians are suffering. Because behind every statistic, every policy, every number, There are real people living through it. So, next week, we're stepping out again, back to the streets, to hear directly from Nigerians, to understand how people are really coping with these realities. At the end of the day, this conversation is not complete without their voices. Thank you for watching. I'm Miberon Omoloju, and this has been Policy Watch by PolicyTV. Goodbye.